I'm hoping that is like that mentality is pretty much done now. It's 2024. If you see like a woman that's really getting it in, don't your first thought shouldn't be a man wrote it. Okay? I mean, I'm the narrative killer. You feel me? We need to kill that motherfucking narrative that when you hear a dope woman rapping, don't automatically assume that a man wrote it, because it's a lot of weak niggas. You know what I'm saying? And y'all keep acting like all these niggas is so dope. Niggas, there's a lot of niggas is whack.
Because Darkest Angels album was harder than a bunch of niggas' albums. Let me just throw that out there real quick.
We all wrote all our own stuff. Every girl in the group.
You know what that means? That just means you got a new fan. That's all that means.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
There was a time where me and Cricket did a song, and it's called New West. New West, baby. That was like
New West, yeah.
And I seen comments like, "Oh, Cricket wrote her verse." I'm thinking like, "Oh, not on
that attitude."
Like, I had to go through that.
That's
for a minute.
what I tell you. Didn't I say that's a compliment? That's a big compliment.
You don't
that's a huge.
I took it as
that's a huge compliment.
Because that's my bro, and lyrically, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy though.
I look up to both of y'all, so
that's crazy.
Compliment is. So I used to be like, Cricket wrote my stuff. I remember Badass told me that.
We was
Badass said that recipe.
I love my bro, but we was on tour. We like this. We like this. So Badass is part of the great debaters.
Yeah, for sure. Badass.
He's a part of the great debaters. Love his energy, but hip hop conversations were like prime with Badass. So we gonna talk about hip hop all the time. And he tried to tell me that because he tried to say, this other female rapper, I ain't finna say no names because I don't want to do that, and try to say, oh, well, I think she the tightest one. And I'm like, nah, I got to go with Rage on that one. Like, we not even going to debate that.
Because the other broad didn't even write her own shit on.
I said, I'm tighter than her, the girl you talking about. Oh, well, we think Crooked I was writing your shit. I said,
that's what they thought? Yo, listen.
Yeah, messed me up, right? So I'm looking at him, I said, oh, people think Crooked write for me? I said, oh, this is funny. Yeah. I said, hey, I take that as a compliment. I'm about to argue with you, bro.
Yeah, hey, dog. Boy,
you won that one.
They was thinking some things, wasn't they?
I'm like,
I got time to write my shit. Then I'm gonna sit over here and write you some shit.
Yo.
And then
for the record,
when you need another one.
For the record, nobody has ever written a bar for me ever, not even a word.
And that's the whole thing. And that's the thing about it. It's like I'm hoping that is like that mentality is pretty much done now. It's 2024. If you see like a woman that's really getting it in, don't your first thought shouldn't be a man wrote it. Okay? I mean, I'm the narrative killer. You feel me? We need to kill that motherfucking narrative that when you hear a dope woman rapping, don't automatically assume that a man wrote it, because it's a lot of weak niggas. You know what I'm saying? And y'all keep acting like all these niggas is so dope. Niggas, there's a lot of niggas is whack.
Because Darkest Angels album was harder than a bunch of niggas' albums. Let me just throw that out there real quick.
We all wrote all our own stuff. Every girl in the group.
That shit was banging.
I'm riding, standing on that. Everybody wrote their own stuff. We was in there like, man, we got to try to outdo this East Side thing. Like, we coming behind that. That was a lot of pressure.
Y'all stood up. I'll give y'all that.
A lot of pressure because they killed it. They was killing it. So yeah.
On the pressure tip, what about somebody saying, you know what? One of the greatest MCs or one of the greatest microphonists, one of the greatest lyricists in hip hop history, want to sit down and do a freestyle with you.
Live on the mic.
Live on the mic. Kurupt the Kingpin featuring KRS-One. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone.
Woo,
Do you know how? I can't tell you how honored I was.
That's big.
I can't tell you how honored I was to meet that dude.
Yes.
And when he said, when Kurupt introduced me to him,
right,
at Echo Sound. And I don't know if they had just did that song or not, or was going to do it, but Kurupt wanted to do a freestyle with me that night because something was going on. He was like, fuck it, we ain't got to write shit. Let's just go in there and freestyle. I was like, Kurupt, you out your motherfucking mind. I'm not about to do that with you right now because I haven't ascended to that level yet.
Yeah.
So, and I know that. A man got to know his limitations.
Self-awareness.
In the words of Clint Eastwood. So, anyway... When he said, yeah, Cal, he said, yeah, this is my boy Tray Deee right here. It's my homeboy Tray Deee right here. He was like, oh, okay. It's good to match your face with the name. And I'm like,
oh, that's big.
I'm like, nigga, you heard of me?
He said the Blast Master.
You heard of me?
Yeah.
Blast Master.
Yeah, because I'm like, like I said, this was about my third or fourth project being on, and you way out there
on the
other side in the Mecca.
Yeah.
You know, you're Mr. Boogie Down Productions.
Yeah.
Facts.
Scott LaRock, rest in peace.
Scott LaRock, rest in peace.
Criminal Minded, My Philosophy, and you talking about a face with the name?
Yeah.
I said, oh yeah, I'm hip hop from here. Yeah, I said, yeah, I'm in there.
I'm in there.
I'm in there.
We pulled up to a studio one time. It was me and one of the girls in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who was pulling. He had just parked his car, KRS-One. Mm-hmm. And he hopped out. I ain't gonna lie. That's KRS-One. You gonna get out the car while it's moving? Like, he gonna be right here. Let me park real quick.
Yeah, he's him. Like, he's the teacher.
I'm with you on this.
I'm with you on
this because he is the teacher. I want to meet him too, but girl, we got to let's park first. You know.
She about to get out and ghost ride the whip. Who was that?
Yeah, on the real, you don't really meet a lot of legends like that. I remember we were doing a radio promo. Remember they used to do like. Back in the day, they rent out a big ass room in like a warehouse in Vegas, and they have all the radio stations from here to New York sitting in that room, and you go from each tape, exactly. You go from each tape when you do your interview. That's probably one of the best things that they ever did. They should bring that back,
right?
But they should do it with the podcast.
Boom.
Wouldn't that be tight? Okay, so cool. So
and while we're there, hit that like and that subscribe button while we're talking about the podcast.
Feel me?
Make sure y'all do that.
That would be so dope. Need to bring that back. But and then I seen we were giving out our CDs. Mm-hmm. So we had our CDs. They gave us some sample CDs to give to the radio thing. I ain't gonna lie. I walked all in damn Cool J. I said, boom, Doggy's Angels. Make sure you go and listen to that. He was like, right, son, yo. Like, you hit me with that. I was like, man, I was just giving to everybody. I was giving it to the guy who wrote A Message to a Young Brother, who wrote that book.
Hill Harper gave
one to Hill. I was like, Hill, check this out. Like,
yeah.
Wasn't he in that movie last night? We was?
Yeah.
The
Breed. With the dogs.
Okay,
Good movie.
Okay.
Came back full circle.
Came back full circle.
But yeah, that joint, man, and I know it was a freestyle. Cause I know Kurupt can come off the head like that, and I know Blast Master's claim to anyone is like, okay, you want to go show for show or toe to toe. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I could rock a party. Yeah, ain't too many MCs that could just get down and just rock a party on command. I think all you need is some beats and a microphone, and KRS-One could probably rock a party for 3-4 hours.
Absolutely.
What? Yes.
I remember when he did the Summer Jam out here one year, a long time ago. He didn't even have no albums out. He went a long period of time, no albums out. Came and did the Summer Jam. Now, for those who don't know, the Summer Jam is the radio station sponsored concert in the summer, and it usually always has like super radio hit making acts and artists. Like, you got a song that's everybody on that stage had a current platinum hit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. KRS-One came up there and shut that shit down. Did a poem about his daughter or something. Had niggas in the audience in khakis and t-shirts standing on their feet, clapping, standing ovation for KRS-One. So we all know what kind of, legend he is. We know what he put down, his contributions to the game. We love him. I got to give a lot of respect and props to Kurupt for having the confidence and being comfortable in his own skin and say, yeah, let's go. Like, he walk in, let's freestyle. All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's where Streetz is a mother. Kurupt. He was like the golden child.
He was.
When
right then.
At that moment, you talking to the golden child when you talk to that Kurupt. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He just smashed Chronic, Doggy Style, Dog Food, Murder.
Oh my God.
He just smashed all that shit
Corruption.
up. Corruption.
Double CD. East and West.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he just did all that.
He's the golden child. Streetz is a mother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it take a lot of confidence and to be comfortable in your own style, your own skills to go and, let's not only freestyle, Chris, but let's record it and let the world hear it.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So that shit was big, man.
It was
I respect Chris for going in there and fucking with Kurupt like that. You know what I mean? Because that's what it take. We gotta always keep our generations fucking with each other because we don't want this shit to ever stop. Once upon a time, or you might not believe it, but once upon a time, they said hip hop was a trend.
Yes,
you feel me? And they said that shit wouldn't last past 10 years, then lasted 10 years. They said it wouldn't last 20 years, and then lasted 20. And we in 50th year, 51. You know what I'm saying?
We're in the 50s
and speaking
now.
of KRS-One, I was watching it was like, I guess he was talking to some fans that he had met. And one thing that he said that really sticks out, and to go back to what you were saying about we have to, like, generations should always collab. And he had said, he was talking to the younger artists. He said, I will learn from you and you will learn from me.
Yes.
And that's just what it is. You learn from new generation and new generation learn from you. You know what I mean? They may have different insights, and then you can actually give them the game, the experience, the wisdom that can actually help them. And then you learn, okay, well, this is what they're on right now, or this is, you know what I'm saying? This is what they're into. Oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? You can feel it. You can incorporate it in whatever you're doing and stuff like that. But he actually said that, and I think that is so true.
Absolutely.
So true.
Yes, the Blast Master was with Gotti.
And what do I think they did about 3 or 4 segments apiece.
Yeah.
They just snap, and then when you
talking
through,
about 5
it's
minutes
on me.
of freestyle.
Yeah, freestyling.
That's insane.
These fools ain't gonna do that.
That's insane.
Let me tell you something. These, a lot of people that y'all looking up to in this rap game, they ain't gonna do that. So stand up and clap for people that's willing to get up there and really improvise from the mind. Because we all know somewhere along the line, there's 2 accepted definitions of freestyle. There's one that's off the dome, which means that you are improvising totally. And then there's another one that is written freestyle, but it's not about anything. It's not a song. It's written free verse. And somewhere down the line, that became acceptable, right? So that's where we are. Fuck it. Whether you think that's what it is and it ain't, that's where we are. Some people, accept that. And you go to the radio station and you spit a couple written rhymes that you memorize and you kill shit and motherfuckers watch it and give you all the likes and the thumbs up in the world. But a lot of motherfuckers would be very scared to go to those same radio stations and improvise and come straight off the dome. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I had to do that at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You remember when you had to pull up to the stations and do radio, press and all that, and it's like, well, let me hear something. And they'll put on the beat and they want to hear something.
But you know what? You prepared yourself for that. I was telling our daughter that same thing. I said, you want to rap and all that? That's cool. I said, so.
But a lot of it was freestyle off the dome, not just written verses. Just sometimes you don't got a verse that was written, because most of the verses we were writing were getting put on songs then.
That's true. But
so when we in there in the morning and it's like, okay, well, we got this new hot beat. Why don't y'all come off and say something on there? And you want to rap about 92.3 and LA and Long Beach and how you get around and all this, and you have to accomplish all this without cursing at the same time because you're on FM radio.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Censor yourself.
That's the thing, because
in your freestyle.
Yeah, we come from the under, like we just we like y'all. You know, you have the founders and the second generation, we the generation under. So y'all set the tone for that. We prepared for that.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying? So we prepared for that. So we had verses for those because we knew there's no way to do it. Like when you go to the basement, you're gonna rap. When you down there with Tigger, you gonna rap. So you got that. You got to be prepared for that. Shout out to Tigger.
Yeah.
And then, you know, with the radio stations, there's no telling if they're gonna ask you to rap.
Sway gonna ask you.
Yeah, Sway gonna ask
you. Sway gonna want a verse.
Certain people gonna ask, and then certain people gonna, you know, I remember doing the interview, and somebody that worked there, you know, they brought another girl there while we doing the interview, and they like put her on black, like, yeah, we gonna have you rapping. I'm thinking like, what? Doing our interview like you crazy? We sitting there with Dave Chappelle because we was sharing the interview with him, and I'm thinking like, why would you do this doing the interview? And that person actually worked at the radio station. So Cola and Chan, like, I said, nah, I got this one. I got this. Because I don't battle rap. I don't do that. I'm better than you. If you rap, that's good. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? I'm applauding and all that. I do me, you do you. I don't do that. But I said, I got this one. Because this don't make no sense. Why would he even do this during our... And, you know, ate her up real quick. I ate her up real quick.
The moral of the story.
The moral of the story. And they was like, y'all should see her. She only like 5'2". She sound like she's 6'5". Like all it was all of this. And I'm like, yeah, and after that, she was like, I said, yeah, I bet he won't ever do that again. Like,
yeah, you had to let him know. Like, sometimes it's on. Yeah, as an MC, you just never know when you're gonna have to let a clip off. Sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you just never know.
You prepare for that stuff, but you right though. They put you on the spot. You freestyling about stuff that's going on in the room and where you just left from. And,
that's what it's a beauty. That's part of the art form.
It
part of the culture.
It is.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Speaking of eating up. We can't exit without saluting this as one of the active responses or challenges. Let's say it was a challenge, and the response was a motherfucker, man. Because a lot of people don't even know what the reply to this was.
Top 10 diss,
but calling out names.
That was one of the top 10 disses.
Calling
if you don't put
out
that in the
names.
conversation, then you don't know all the diss
Rest
records.
in peace, DMX. You know,
Sup, Fred?
We not even finna break down bar for bar where he went on this, but suffice it to say, he was very upset.
Yes,
and he wanted everybody to know it by name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he.
So it was one of those. I'm not insinuating a damn thing.
No.
This is exactly what it is, and I'm standing on it. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You know? It remind me of this battle that we just had.
Shout out to Fred Wreck. What's up, Fred?
Yo, and I like how you said that because it's definitely rest in peace to DMX. You know what I'm saying? And you know that man contributed a lot to hip hop. And we will never forget that. And you know, calling out names, bro, is just like I just never thought in my life that I would hear a song start off with niggas with hepatitis.
Unauthorized, hard to move.
Arthritis. Infected,
niggas
selected, neglected, ejected.
Niggas with hepatitis. What?
The next time you get to West.
This shit's about to go up. I said, oh shit, he about to go up. And that beat though.
Fred is ridiculous, man.
Fred Wreck again.
I was like, oh my God.
And I love that that's my
is
brother
a monster.
too. And I can call him whenever I need him, and he gonna come through. You know, for both me and my wife. Matter of fact, he mastered your album, didn't he?
Yeah, Fred Wreck mixed.
Mixed.
Yeah, mixed and mastered some of my songs on my album.
Yeah.
Nice.
He did.
So it was on Chris Bell.
Yeah,
Young Crispy.
Young Crispy.
Being able to draw from his well of musical acumen and be blessed to just pull up at his pad or whatever studio he got, and you know, we sit down and play a few games of chess and pick each other's brains and, you know, smoke something and have a nice meal, and then, you know, it's time to go in the dungeon. You know,
Cracking.
Man, I'm telling
time
you, Fred,
to go in the dungeon.
one of my best songs ever in my career, I believe, craft-wise, is off my Generals List LP. It's a song called "Is You With It." Fred Wreck. Yeah. Oh man, Fred Wreck. He Frankenstein that beat so vicious, and he gonna give you he gonna give you something. If you match the energy of it, you're gonna come off of it with a masterpiece.
Indeed.
Right.
You're gonna come off of it with a masterpiece. And
Indeed.
yeah, that calling out names, that was that was the bot then. I guess that was the Not Like Us of its time or something, because
well, you know, to me, a battle, it gotta be something, because it gotta hit.
Yeah, it gotta hit.
You know, it can't just, you know what I'm saying? It gotta actually hit, like, oh, that shit, that was personal. You know what I'm saying?
It was very disrespectful. And you know, it's an underrated record. A lot of people don't really put that in the top 10, top 20 of diss records. You know what I mean? I don't even know if it cracks the top 50 in, you know, hip hop conversations. Wow. When people are having, you know, hip hop conversations out there. It's crazy to me. I'm gonna just say this real quick. It's crazy to me how a lot of classic albums have at least one diss record on them. Did you ever notice that?
No.
Like on classic albums, there's always one song where they're getting at somebody. You know what I'm saying?
M.U.T. Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Tim M.U.T. Oh shoot! Rest in peace to Tim M.U.T.
Not like
yeah, rest in peace to the brother.
Rest in peace to Tim Dog.
Yeah.
Hey, for real.
But yeah, I got you now. And that just came to mind.
But that just made me start feeling like, it's like, yo, overall, this dude gave us, you know, street lyricism. He gave us club bangers. He gave us
hip-hop lyricism.
Streetz.
He gave us
Streetz with it.
Cautionary tales of hood life in LA. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really covered all avenues on Streetz as a mother, from the spoken word of Big Pimpin', rest in peace, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, Battle Cat on the ones and twos on Step Up, just doing the scratching. You feel me? That hip hop element. You feel me? Like throughout the whole,
was still being incorporated in hip hop at the time. Scratching is slowly fading.
I miss scratching.
Well, Premier keeps it alive.
Oh yes, he does. Shout out to Primo. That's my guy.
Shout out to
For real, he do.
It's a few other producers that do it, but
we can't overlook the fact though that in this lineup on this stellar, groundbreaking album that showed that he was going to continue to hold his position as one of the monsters of hip hop, it was strategic how he did that freestyle with KRS-One live on the mic before he got at DMX, rest in peace, on there. So he would know, you know, he would cement the fact that, no, I fuck with New York.
Right.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, don't get this fucked up. It's Philly. Yeah, this Philly with me. I fucks with New York. I'm a hip hop aficionado. So let's not get that fucked up. But I got some shit to say to some niggas.
Right.
And you couldn't dispute that because you just heard one of their Mount Rushmore artists on a song with him.
Exactly.
And he's always existed in the East Coast, West Coast space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, heck yeah. Well, damn, he's from Philly.
Originally from Philly.
He got a rap.
You know.
Yeah, he got a
rap. Raised over on this side to be a man in South Central. And he's always walked that line very nicely. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what makes him a special artist. I think that's what made him stand out on the first time I heard him on the Chronic album, because you know, I kind of did a piece of the reverse. It's a piece, you know, growing up here on the West Coast. I went to the East Coast when I can't remember, I think 16, and we was in, you know what I'm saying, we was in Harrisburg, and there used to be a lot of Philly niggas used to come down and battle on the basketball courts. So as a Long Beach, Californian, I had to battle East Coast niggas, you know what I'm saying, on the basketball court, and that did affect my style. You feel me?
Oh, wow, you could tell.
It did affect my style. So I could see him living that life all the time, going to the West and getting that, collecting that South Central game, and he put it together so beautifully and blended it up. It was something that we needed. We needed that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he,
to a degree, it unified gangster rap and hip hop.
That's all I'm saying.
Agreed. Agreed. That's all I'm saying. Agreed.
It merged. That was the first time I ever heard lyricism mixed with gangster shit. Like, I never heard it in that kind of way. Like the way he put it. Like, you a real lyricist, but you really talking about that street shit. You know what I'm saying?
And then came the guy at the end of the table.
Boom. Boom.
Hey, man.
Props where they do. You know that's what we do. We give them where they do, bro.
Yeah, man.
I just, man, hats off to Kurupt, Young Gotti, man.
Setting the tone. Gotta love it,
You know what I'm saying? And we had the opportunity to witness, we eyewitnesses and participants in the making of this classic album, Streetz is a Mother. And I just gotta say it because a lot of media might not say it as much as it needs to be said. Streetz is a Mother is a classic album.
It is.
And we proud of that album. Mm-hmm. And, you know, hats off again to Kurupt for putting together such a genius body of work.
18 joints.
18.
Like you used to have to get in there and do, and it wasn't 2 verses then. It was 3 verses per song.
Maybe 4.
At least.
Depending on how I feel.
At least. Yeah. So that was a lot of penmanship. It was a lot of identifying and enlightening what was going on at the time and breaking it down into an artistic format. And he did it with such dexterity. You know, he always gonna be the kingpin on the West Coast. It'll never be another artist like Shaq Diesel is Superman. Yeah, it'll never be another kingpin on the West Coast besides Kurupt.
And I just want to shout out LaToya Williams.
Gotcha.
Because she's incredible. I want to shout out
everything.
I want to shout out Hitman, because even, you know, he landed on that Housewife, but
he did his thing on there.
Hitman, yeah, he does his thing, man. All those Chronic features, all the writing he's done, Hitman, man, he don't get his, so I want to give Hitman his.
Give him his.
And also, who else, man? Oh, Baby S.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Baby S. I ain't nothing without my homeboys. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Baby S came through and he killed that too. So it's like, you know, I want
love that kid voice, man, and style. Baby S was exceptional.
I fuck with Baby S shit, man.
Yeah,
so just want to, you know what I mean? But this was a hell of a motherfucking episode.
Good looking, going back and giving them props where they was due too, because LaToya Williams hit, man, you know, everybody else that participated. Daz was heavy on there. Daz Dillinger was heavy, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was Kurupt solo project, every joint he needed Daz to ride side by side with him on. Daz showed up, whether it was production, whether it was verses. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Exhibit, KRS-One, everybody that participated to make this dope as it was. Rest in peace, Nate Dogg. You know, and like I say, I was honored to be included. Warren G, you know, Snoop Dogg, and, you know, Make sure if y'all ain't up on it, y'all go get y'all a full bore. Yac Crook. It's another one.
Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe.